Department of Safety officer, is Dave Ridley, has just stopped me for open carrying on the way to Murphy's Tap.
That's me making a call to the Free Staters recorded hotline back in '07 during an open carry incident. The hotline is called Porcupine 411, and it's basically a thing that distributes your phone call to a couple hundred New Hampshire liberty activists. But it's not quite instant. It essentially sends voicemail to people's email. There's been talk of creating a Porcupine 911 system, which has a live operator, and some sort of crude dispatch. Presumably, this volunteer service would help NH Liberty folk with light emergencies like dead car batteries, or perhaps it would create a more instant response to arrests, home invasions by bureaucrats, etc. I've been halfway skeptical because I'm not sure it's sustainable, and the current system already moves pretty fast. But let's take the 911 idea, game it out, and see how it might work. Let's say it's mid-December 2010. The fall of that year has already seen modest successes on the part of libertarian first responders. They've got an RV with a rotating crew, on call and in action roughly 3 weeks a month. Its job is to be ready at almost any hour, ready to respond to a liberty emergency, by appearing on the scene within 3 hours. And now a complementary new institution comes into being. Porcupine 911 records and distributes calls just like 411, but a live operator generally answers. Sometimes it's a volunteer lawyer, sometimes a Free Stater in Montana, or one of 3 Free Staters in New Hampshire. Other times the old automated system is the only one available to pick up. In that case, 911 calls go to 411.
What is this man being arrested for?
There are also other assets falling into place around the state. Local first responders, on call for liberty emergencies within 15 miles. Not every New Hampshire town has one, not by a long shot. At this point, it's just Seabrook, Manchester, and Keene. 6 activists in these towns go on and off call whenever they want, by announcing their status on a dedicated thread at nhliberty.org/forum. nhliberty.org/forum. Anyway, at 2 a.m. on Wednesday, December 15th, 2010, the call comes in to Porcupine 911. A strip club in Hampton is in the process of being raided. Authorities are accusing the owner of running a brothel and have reportedly arrested 4 people inside the building. A sleepy live operator in Montana rouses from bed to take the call. He's an attorney who's planning a move to New Hampshire in 2012. On the other end of the line, a frightened young dancer describes a chaotic scene. The attorney gets the address of the club and advises the dancer not to speak with police except to demand the presence of a lawyer. After the young entertainer raises her voice to remind other people in the building of their rights, the line goes dead. The dancer has called from a blocked line, so it's not clear how to call her back to check her status. The attorney looks at a map and checks the on-call thread at nhliberty.org. Sure enough, there is a currently on-call liberty activist in nearby Seabrook. A fictitious character in our story. We'll call her Vesna. Let's say she looks like this, without the chains. Vesna is asleep, but eagerly takes the call at 2:10 a.m. She reports that she can be on the scene in about a half an hour. She rushes out the door with a camera and heavy winter clothes. At 2:15 a.m., the operator places a second call, this time to Marv. The on-call RV is just getting ready to leave a scene in Manchester after a busy day. For the previous 10 hours, the RV has been in service as a support infrastructure for political activists. There's been a late-night meeting at Manchester City Hall. and Marv has supplied a place for libertarian attendees. A place they can take midnight cat naps and make signs. It carries coffee and donuts. It also carries a large, spontaneous sign on the back. Tax hike attempt Tuesday 12/14 all night. Please join. The sign points at City Hall most of the night, drawing angry taxpayers to the meeting. Outside the RV, activists have been waving flags and other signs with the same goal. Local media have been all over the colorful vehicle, but the meeting has finally ended and the crew is prepping to bed down outside a tolerant Walmart. Most of the crew, that is. There's one crew member who has tried to sleep most of the day so he can be alert till sunrise. Jason Talley is used to the overnight roll by now. Having risen at 9 p.m., he plans to be the duty officer for another 5 hours. He's joined by only a skeleton crew this night. Antigone from Keene, Ryan from Keene, and Meg from Keene. And he's in charge. The owner of the RV has temporarily designated him the man responsible for its safety and appropriate use.